We know how you feel. It's Expo 2001. 30 days of non-stop demonstrations of what's hot and what's next in electronics. September 30th through October 31st. Circuit City, we're with you.
It's tricky. It's never been done before. 150 million without breaking a sweat. You suicidal?
Congratulations, you're a dead man.
Someone called for a doctor?
You're a thief and a liar.
I only lied about being a thief.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, December 7th.
Access NFL.com to vote for your favorite NFL All-Stars. The Pro Bowl ballot is online exclusively at NFL.com.
Keyshawn Johnson back on the field, suffering the right knee contusion, sidelining him in for the second half. Almost did not get to play originally because of the hip flexor today, but smiles on his face. He's caught 5 passes, and the Buccaneers, and kicking from the 15-yard line after the personal foul penalty after the touchdown, and the kick goes out of bounds. So now the Minnesota Vikings, with Gramatica, can't keep it in the field.
Kickoff out of bounds by the kicking team. The ball will be placed 30 yards from the spot where it was kicked.
We're going to end up with some pretty nice field position here because of that penalty. They're going to have the ball at the 45-yard line.
Actually, they're going to mark it at the 45.
Don't question my Syracuse math now, Mr. Stockton.
No. I would never question you, Moose.
His Syracuse education is questioning your Syracuse math.
We won't get into UCLA. It's really, it's not fair. First and 10 at the 45-yard line for the Minnesota Vikings. Dante Culpepper has Chris Carter, who goes down at the 30-yard line on his own accord. 15-yard pickup. Under 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. Culpepper going underneath to Jake Reed and getting 8 yards on that play. And the clock stops with 1:38 to go as Brian Kelly making the play on Reed. 41-8, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who haven't scored more than 28 points in any game this year, are way over it with still a full quarter to go. Second and 3, the blitz is on, and the pass is deflected by Marcus Jones and caught by Dante Culpepper, who's pushed out of bounds by Kelly. No gain after all of that, but the blitz proving effective that time for Tampa Bay.
And Marcus Jones able to get his hands on that ball, and it's deflected right back to Dante Culpepper. You know, he wisely catches it and tries to get some yards out of it, but I don't know that you can say enough about what this Tampa Bay defense has done in this game. They were a much maligned group coming in, had struggled in a lot of different areas, and they have certainly risen to the occasion, in particular that defensive front. You look there at Warren Sapp and the other guys playing along that front. They've really done a great job putting some pressure on Dante Culpepper today.
They sure have. They have come alive finally. No one's going to question them. And here's Culpepper seeing an opening, diving short of the first down. Dexter Jackson providing the hit. And it'll be 4th down and less than a yard, and the Vikings with another play in their pocket. 4th down and 2, trailing 41-8. Crowd on his feet, looking for the Bucs to hold Minnesota on 4th down. Culpepper passing for Moss, and a flag goes down. Randy Moss might have been held by Brian Kelly, and he was. And that will give the Vikings an automatic 1st down.
Pass interference, 25, defense, automatic 1st down.
Yeah, I don't know about that call. Randy Moss was working up the field. You see the matchup here, and Brian Kelly comes up, and To me, it didn't look like much, and the ball was thrown inside, and there was a little bit of contact, but to me, that's an awfully tight call to be making in this situation. First and goal, the ball at the 10-yard line.
I'm coming up.
25 seconds remaining in the third quarter. To say this is an audible would be an understatement. Here's Culpepper, and he has no choice but to run out of bounds. Chased by Al Singleton, but the real job done by the secondary.
Doing a tremendous job, and I think it was a play that we saw earlier when they called the audible and got the ball deep to Chris Carter. I think they were trying to do the same thing right there with Randy Moss. And Brian Kelly, a guy that we really haven't talked a lot about today, he got the start over Donnie Abraham, who's been, he's starting since his rookie year here with Tampa Bay, and he's done a very nice job today. Against Chris and Randy, two of the elite receivers in the league.
No question about it. And a nickel corner who could be a starter. Time runs out, and that'll do it. That is the end of the third quarter here in Tampa with the score. The Buccaneers 41 and the Minnesota Vikings 8. And Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Purple mountain majesties, spacious skies, amber waves of grain. Yes, America has just about everything. And to that, Ford and your Southern Ford dealers are adding 0% financing to be specific. You'll pay no interest for up to 5 years in every Ford car, truck, and SUV. That's no interest for the life of the loan. It's another way that Ford drives America. And it just goes to show that nothing can really be something. See your local Southern Ford dealer today.
The Total Freedom Plan from Alltel. Nationwide calling with no roaming or long-distance charges. Sign up now and get your first month free, plus a free digital phone. Alltel, are you connected?
Stay tuned for our Bucs postgame show right after Fox's telecast of the game.
And we welcome you back to Tampa, Florida. Dick Stockton, Troy Aikman, Moose Johnston, Pam Oliver. Start of the fourth quarter. The Bucs leading the Minnesota Vikings 41-8, looking to get back to 500 and knock the Vikings under that 500 mark. It'll be second and goal for Minnesota on the 10. And the pass to Randy Moss, and he is hit at the 5. Randy Moss in full stride getting that pass.
Yeah, that was the same play that Tampa Bay had run earlier in the ball game to Keyshawn Johnson and had a little success with. And Minnesota tries to come back with that same very thing to Randy Moss. Was able to pick up a few yards on the play.
Moss has caught only 2 passes today. David Dixon is hurt. So he is out of the game. Everett Lindsey now takes his spot. Third and goal at the 5. And the rollout and the pass up for grabs in the end zone is incomplete. And Chris Carter, the intended receiver. Let's go to JB right now with a game break.
Hey, Dick, take a look at this Troy Aikman-type arm. 22 unanswered points in the third quarter for the Saints. Brooks, play action. Brookies up top with Willie Jackson for the 49-yard pass play. Jackson had 3 touches in the wild card victory over the Rams last year. The 2-point conversion, no good, but 28-24. Back to Dick, Troy, and Darryl.
Thanks for the compliment, JB. You see Warren Sapp there coming off and applying the pressure on Dante Culpepper. That's why he was unable to hang on to the ball longer than what he'd like to and couldn't get the ball thrown off. Great pressure by Warren Sapp.
4th and goal at the 5, and the timeout called by the Vikings. It's their first of the second half.
What? That's it? Just like that? We're breaking up.
Well, we were never going out.
This Friday, the world's most shallow man will be given the gift to see women in a whole new way.
From this moment on, you're only going to see the inner beauty.
You see that little fox out there? She's with me. Oh! You want to see a splash?
Gwyneth Paltrow, Jack Black.
I saw a knockout. I don't care what anybody else saw.
Shallow Hal, rated PG-13. Special sneak preview Friday.
It was our first house, and shortly before my parents' grand inspection, there was a tiny problem. I told my State Farm agent I had to get it fixed fast.
When you choose State Farm's Premier Service Claims Program, there's no calling around for estimates. You just go straight to a participating contractor, and they'll guarantee their work.
So this is it.
It's just that simple.
Why, they don't build them like this anymore. No, they don't.
Premier Service, just one more way. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The reinvented Camry. Trust us, you're going to want one.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the reinvented Toyota Camry. Get the feeling. By UPS, moving at the speed of business. By Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. And by IBM, taking e-business and your business to the next level.
Back at Tampa, the fans having a joyous day as the Buccaneers leading 41-8, and the Vikings have a 4th and goal at the 5. And here comes Culpepper, won't get there. Gang tackle led by John Lynch is stopped short of the goal, and the Bucs will take over on down. So after a Minnesota timeout, they set up the play and do not get into the end zone, and the Buccaneers get it back on down.
Well, I'm a little worried when your best play in that situation is the quarterback draw, and they've had success with it. But I think they start relying on this a little bit too much, and you start getting the guy hit. He's already got a broken nose in this ball game, and with the score what it is, I just think it's an unnecessary risk to be running quarterback draw, and I don't care how big he is.
No, and eventually, give some credit to the defense that they're going to anticipate the fact that he's going to drop back. It's a play that you're going to, it's easy to read because of the release of the running back up inside to get the block.
Sean King is going in at quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He had been the starter last year. And starting from the 2-yard line, Aaron Stecker is the tailback, and the first back through is the fullback Jameel Cook. Well, Warren Sapp, after a tough week, did not talk to many people, if anyone, but back to the Warren Sapp. He was a sad Sapp, you might say, going into this week. Still has only 1 sack on the year, but he's having a great time today. Second and 10 at the 2-yard line. No sacks, but he put the pressure on today. No question about it. Sean King handing off to Stecker, and Stecker dives forward to the 5. Aaron Stecker today with a touchdown on a screen pass reception, his first NFL touchdown.
Well, Stecker does a nice job on that last play. He started running laterally down the line of scrimmage, and then he's able to tuck it up and get inside. And when you're in this position on the field, the thing that you want to do is just get it out away from the goal line so that you can give your punter room to punt and then start worrying about the first downs.
3rd and 7 at the 5-yard line. King completes it to Murphy. First catch of the day for Frank Murphy, who refuses to get out of bounds and continues to drag defenders for a pickup of 20 as we go back to JB in L.A. Game break, JB.
Hey, Dick, the Saints have scored again. Here's the key play to help set it up. 5 turnovers by the Rams. Warner throws a pick to Darren Howard. He returns it 37 yards. Saints take it down to field goal range, and John Carney boots it through. It is now 31-24. Roll, boy, they're all over the Rams like that, Dick, Troy, and Darryl.
Boy, they have their number. JB, I'm as amazed as you are. In St. Louis, without Willie Roque today. They have the lead, but plenty of time left in this one as Aaron Stecker. Want to remind you, Game 2 of the World Series, Randy Johnson, Andy Pettit, a couple of lefties. Another outstanding pitching matchup. And it's all presented by Budweiser. World Series on Fox. The Diamondbacks winning 9-1 to take the 1-0 lead yesterday. John Lynch on the sidelines, and so is Derek Brooks. Derek Brooks does have a foot injury, and that has been a problem that has slowed him. So Brooks and Keyshawn Johnson, 2 operatives on both sides of the line in this glorious day for the Buccaneers, have injuries. 2nd and 11. Here is Stecker. Breaks a tackle. And Stecker out. And Stecker out to the 30-yard line, a gain of 6 with Ed McDaniel making the stop.
And Sean King doing a great job trying to get out in front of Aaron Stecker and throw a block. Watch him as he boots out. Aaron comes all the way through the backside, and here comes Sean King right here back into your picture, all the way from the backfield to try and get a block downfield on Ed McDaniel. Good job of hustling by Sean.
3rd down and 5 at the 30 for the Buccaneers. Started on the 2-yard line. Sean King in relief of Brad Johnson, and the pass knocked down, nearly intercepted by Ed McDaniel.
Coming into today's game, you know, one of the concerns obviously had to be the offensive line, and there's been talk about Kenyatta Walker, you know, as a rookie getting a lot of time and maybe having some mistakes. You can see right there. That was one of the things that gave them trouble last week, was that twist. But that's the most important part. Kenyatta Walker has been finishing blocks all afternoon. He's playing with a different mentality than he played with last week.
Number 1 draft pick out of the University of Florida. Sean King seeing his first action today. And now on 4th down, Mark Royals will kick it away. Nate Jaquette fields it at the 16. Jaquette diving, staying in bounds, and then going out of bounds at the 37. Buccaneers 41, the Vikings 8.
Financing for 36 months on new Corollas, 4Runners, and Tundras for a limited time only.
Domino's has a hot mix that sounds so good you can taste it. Now you can get a free order of cheesy bread when you buy a large one-topping Domino's pizza for $9.99. So get your free, warm, fresh cheesy bread that's covered with a bumping blend of mozzarella and cheddar cheese. But hold up, if you're flowing duet style, what sounds even better is making it a meal by ordering meaty Domino's buffalo wings with a 2-liter Coke. Call now. Get the door. It's Domino's.
This way. You're not going to believe this. What was stolen? Everything. Payroll, R&D, customer records, all the assets.
How could they get everything?
I don't know. You're the cops.
The room is completely empty. All the assets were in this room?
Everything. Ned, the servers. They stole all our servers.
No, we moved everything onto that one. It's going to save us a bundle. I sent out an email.
IBM e-servers running Linux.
What's a server?
They can save you a bundle.
TV Guide says, believe what you've heard. 24 is the best new show of the season.
If you ever want to see your daughter again, get me out of it!
It's like a first-rate summer movie thriller.
Get out!
A sensational adventure. And the most exciting opening night ever.
Who are you working for?
24, the series premiere, Tuesday, November 6th on Fox.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers sorely in need of a win, and Tony Dungy saying it's a must-win if we have any intentions of winning the NFC Central. And they have responded big time.
Right beside you.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line. You saw many of the defensive starters out of there for the Buccaneers. And there is the shovel pass, the hook and ladder from Carter to Doug Chapman. And a first down for the Vikings, picking up 11 yards.
Well, they're going to pull out all the stops, Dick, and do everything that they can to try to get a big play and score as quickly as possible, and hope for a miracle here and get back into this ball game.
Under 10 minutes to go, so there is some time, but this is a huge mountain to climb, especially when you have trouble holding on to the snap from center. Culpepper, and it may not have been his fault. It was a low snap.
You know, the thing that's, it's been one of these kind of days for this football team, and, low snap, and Culpepper's unable to get the ball. He fumbled a snap earlier in the game, and I don't know, in all the games I've been watching this year, I've seen more balls on the ground from center and quarterback than I've ever seen at any other time.
Second down and long, and the pass downfield, and knocked away by Donnie Abraham, incomplete. It has been a rough day for the Minnesota Vikings. In a nutshell, what it's been like for the Vikings. 3rd and 13, and Culpepper looking for a target, has crossed the line of scrimmage and will get the first down inside the 40-yard line. Jamie Duncan, and a 16-yard gain for Culpepper.
Well, you got a sense of urgency right now at this point in the football game, and Troy mentioned the fact that you're trying to make something happen quick and get a big score, but you're not really seeing it a whole lot. Chris Carter there, here's Jake Reed. And you've got to move. You've got to do something to give your quarterback an out when the play breaks down. And all these guys are kind of just getting to an area, and you can see the effort right there by Randy Moss. That's not giving Dante a whole lot to work with.
On the 38 of Tampa Bay, 8:38 to go. Here comes the blitz from a cornerback position. Rondé Barber putting the pressure on, and he sacks Culpepper right now for a... All right, so... hot and heavy in St. Louis today for the New Orleans Saints. And there is Culpepper, and he gets it out to Kleinsasser, who stays in bounds, picking up 5 yards. Brian Kelly on the stop. If the Saints go on and win, they will improve their record to 4-2 on the year. And for the Rams, who are only the second team in NFL history to start 3 straight years at 6-0, it would be their first loss. And a year ago in Kansas City, they lost to the Chiefs when Kurt Warner went down.
And you can see New Orleans, by getting themselves back into that football game and maybe being able to hold on for the victory, keeping pace. Also with San Francisco, who's winning at Chicago.
Yes. Pass intended for Carter, overthrown. And it brings up 4th down. And a great point, Moose, because that looks to be a strong division with 3 strong teams. If the Rams go down to defeat, they'd be 6-1. 49ers 5-1. Saints 4-2.
And again, we're it's so critical at this time. You're down 33 points late in the 4th quarter, and the advantage really is obviously in Tampa Bay's favor. They know that you got to throw the ball, and it's got to be very frustrating for these guys, and we're seeing some evidence of that on the outside, but they need to finish this game and not leave Dante Culpepper back there at the quarterback position by himself.
4th down and 11, and the pass intended for Randy Moss. Flags fly. So another penalty marker down, and Moss already the beneficiary of a pass interference call at the end of the 3rd quarter. And let's see if he gets the call on this one.
Pass interference, defense, 25, automatic first down.
So Brian Kelly interferes with Randy Moss for the second time in the game.
Well, it didn't even look like it was a catchable ball, and if that was the case, then it should not have been pass interference. You take a look, and he's definitely hanging on to him. There's no question there that Kelly was hanging on to him.
And I'd have to say that it might have been a catchable ball if he had not done that. So
yeah, well, you're talking Randy Moss and his skills, that he could very easily have caught that one.
So first down after the penalty on the 29, the handoff to Chapman, and the Bucs are there. Ronde Barber, who has spent a good deal of time in the Minnesota backfield here in this fourth quarter.
Well, they're starting to bring a little bit of pressure. They don't want Dante getting comfortable. Here's Ronde Barber coming off the top, and he's able to get in there and make the tackle on Chapman. Just a very nice play on Ronde's part.
Loss of a yard. Again, they send in a bunch, and Culpepper runs and picks up 5 yards. Warren Sapp trips him up.
Yeah, they're having some real problems with these shotgun snaps. Matt Burke is snapping them low, and it just takes you completely out of rhythm as a quarterback when you're having to concentrate that hardly on the snap as opposed to keeping your eyes down the field and seeing what they're doing within the coverage.
A big shotgun fan you were, I'm sure.
I loved it. We never ran it for 7 years.
I won't ask you what happened after that.
Well, during that, we won 3 Super Bowls.
Third down and 6.
I never knew it was the shotgun about the demise of Dallas Cowboys. I thought there was a lot of other things, but...
Timeout. We're scraping the bottom right now with 6:05 to go in a 41-8 Bucs lead.
Unravel every riddle for every individual in trouble or in pain. With the thoughts I'll be thinking I could be another Lincoln. If I only had a brain.
Presenting the card with the brain, the Smart Visa card, the future of payment available now. Just visit Visa.com. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Hey, it's Dark Mountain Roast Coffee. Real robust, full-bodied coffee. Always fresh. As good or better than any coffee house. And it costs less. Dark Mountain Roast Coffee, only at 7-Eleven. Get it while it's hot. It's always hot. Yeah. All day, Kevin.
And you thought all we put in there was titanium. Energizer E² with titanium technology. Do you have the bunny inside?
I know something of attraction. I know something of power. The new car, I think it knows too.
The all-new Lexus ES 300, a new world of luxury. At your Lexus dealer.
The students and teachers of Boston Public faced a lot of challenges this past year, but nothing can prepare them for her.
What is your relationship with Harry Sennett?
Are you prying or getting ready to ask me out?
Jerry Ryan joins the faculty of Boston Public tomorrow on Fox. Temptation 2 premieres Wednesday, November 7th on Fox.
Well, guys, what do you think of this?
Well, it looks like they're having a pretty good time here. You got Randy Moss, Chris Carter, and Warren Sapp joining during the break there.
Well, yeah, I think it's 41-8 Tampa Bay, but I think before that, I think that was Warren Sapp instructing them how to deal with the media after a bad loss. You don't talk to anybody all week long. And...
Third down and 6 at the 25. Culpepper drills it to Randy Moss, touchdown.
Well, now we know why he was smiling. He knew what play was
coming out. That 25-yard pass play. So Randy Moss, who did not catch a pass in the first half, grabs this for the score.
Well, you know, eventually you're going to make a play. I mean, you've been out here. There's about 6 minutes left to go in the game, and it's been a long afternoon for the Minnesota Vikings, and they finally got something to feel a little bit good about.
41-14, and again, they're going to go for the two-point conversion. They succeeded the first time, and they're perfect on the year in 3 tries. So here is the Culpepper, and not this time. Pass thrown behind Byron Chamberlain. So the two-point conversion fails, and it's 41-14.
Great night for a swim.
I don't have my bathing suit.
That's okay. Neither do I. It's the moon. What could possibly make this moment more perfect?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
In and out. Good. Keep the victim calm. And 1, and 2, and 3.
Okay, there you go. That's over 100 channels, sports, news, digital music. Installation's free, and it's only $31.99 a month.
Just $31.99 a month gets you over 100 channels of DirecTV programming. Right now with free professional installation.
So it was the digital music that... Yeah.
Chili's Big Mouth Burgers. Do whatever it takes to get one.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room. More people room. Or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy, it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Last season, her prayers were finally answered. But now, the question is... by whom? Lucy Lawless guest stars. The X-Files season premiere, Sunday, November 11th on Fox.
Well, you can just reverse the numbers. The Bucks 41, the Vikings 14, with just a little under 6 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers putting it together today, and the Minnesota Vikings not getting a chance to run their offense, thanks to the efficient offense of the Bucks, keeping the Viking defense on the field, and then Minnesota's defensive unit playing great. And plenty to shout about today as kickoff by Gary Anderson, fielded by Dwight Smith. Bobbles it and returns it to the 20-yard line.
He might have fumbled the ball.
Yep. And they did, and the Vikings get it, and it was Chris Walsh who recovers the fumble. So the fumble by Smith, and he has struggled in that area. And Walsh recovers, and Minnesota will get it inside the Buccaneer 20-yard line.
Well, he had trouble getting it from the start. He mishandled the kick, and then you can see right there, Chris Walsh not only on the recovery, but also on the strip. So, I don't know, 41-14 with 5:45 to go. Can they get back into this thing?
Well, you know, we know that the Minnesota Vikings have an offense that could get you a lot of points. Problem is they're going up against a pretty good defensive unit.
I'm over here.
And the new quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings is Todd Bauman. And Bauman loses a couple of yards on the play. But let's go back now to what seemed to be a jovial shot. But you guys have been in that position, getting whipped soundly.
Well, you take a look at Warren Sapp, and he hasn't talked to the media all week long, and understandably so. And you know, you see Randy Moss there, and you know, in a 41-14 ball game, you wonder, if you look at that picture, you'd be wondering who exactly has the 41 points.
So you're right.
2nd and 13 on the 22-yard line. And the quick to Jake Reed. Well, how upset would you be when you have that reaction when you're down? We're going to, what do you guys think?
Well, I mean, it's a mentality that I have, and I know that Troy feels the same way. And, you know, it's supposed to hurt when you lose. I mean, you've just spent 7 days getting ready for a football game. You've come out, you've not played particularly well. And, you know, I don't know what his other teammates think when they see that. You know, we didn't like it on the plane ride home when guys were, you know, having fun and cutting up and you know, you want it to hurt for a little while. You know, you want to get ready for the next game, but you should at least feel a little bit bad.
Well, I can tell you that Warren Sapp would not have been laughing and smiling there if they were on the other end of this game.
Here's the pressure on Todd Bauman, and Randy Moss did not have possession. He's out of bounds. Right now, let's go for a game break and check in with James Brown.
Hey, Dick, Novoy, and Darrell.
Thank you, JB, and we have had some exciting, high-scoring games today, guys, and this one, at least one way, has been high-scoring. 41 points for Tampa Bay, and the Vikings with a 4th down and 8 on the Bucs 17. Todd Bauman in his 4th year from St. Cloud State in Minnesota in relief of Dante Culpepper, and he is going to be dragged down by Brian Kelly, and a loss of over 10 yards on the play.
Tampa's just done a really great job. Brian Kelly is going to come from the top there, and he's able to pull down Todd Bauman. And whenever they've gotten in situations, whenever Minnesota's offense gotten in situations where they've needed to get yards, Tampa has counterattacked that with the blitz, and they've been successful with it.
This is a guy that really today, the big switch at the beginning of the game, I think this has got to be one of your stars of the game, Brian Kelly. He's done a great job on the outside. He's made some huge plays during the pressures that you talked about. And, you know, probably a difficult decision for Tony Dungy and Monty Kiffin, but he's really shown up for the Buccaneers defense today.
Sean King handing off to Aaron Stecker, who picks up about 2 yards on the play. 4 sacks by the Tampa Bay defense. Well, Fox tomorrow, don't miss 2 of the most eagerly anticipated premieres of the year. From Emmy Award-winning David E. Kelly, it's the season premieres of Boston Public and Ally McBeal. It all starts tomorrow at 8, 7 Central, right here on Fox. Mike Alstott, and he set the tone early, starting at running back for Warwick Dunn and scoring 3 touchdowns on the ground. 2nd and 8, and here is Stecker, who is upended for no gain on the play. Let's go back and look at Alstott on the score.
And you said it right, Dick, the fact that he set the tempo for this football game early in the game with the style of running that he had. The offensive line took control, and then the rest of this Tampa Bay football team fed off of that. So Mike Alstott, not only a great day from a statistical standpoint, but from an emotional standpoint for this football team.
132 yards and 3 touchdowns for Alstott, who, when he was thrust into the lineup without Dunn against the Packers, had a big day then, scoring on a 39-yard touchdown run. 3rd down and 8. Sean King with the pass is caught to an open Carl Williams. And Williams takes it inside the 25-yard line, where Orlando Thomas throws him down. And a 42-yard pass play, King to Williams.
One of the guys we talked to yesterday, Chris Hovan, talked about wanting to get pressure and get up into the quarterback's face, and he has not gotten close all afternoon. Again, that offensive line has done a great job, and Sean King and Carl Williams, a combination not a lot of people probably expected to see today, but a well-thrown ball. And that's one of the things that Brad Johnson talked about, Carl Williams, was he's a very good route runner. He's precise in his routes, and he finds those open areas. He's done a nice job today.
And the longest pass play of the season for the Buccaneers, 42 yards. 1st down and 10 at the 22. Here is Aaron Stecker breaking a tackle, heading for the end zone, and he can't stay in bounds. And the tightrope performance, he is knocked out of bounds at the 5 after picking up 17 yards. Kylie Wong missed Stecker, who got away. And it'll be 1st and goal at the 5.
So a nice job by Aaron Stecker. He gets hit up in the line. He's just able to bounce back outside and try to sprint to the end zone to try to get it in there. And, you know, when you get to a ball game like this, when it's 41-14, obviously the Vikings defense isn't playing with quite the enthusiasm that they started this game with, and then it starts to feed on itself, and Tampa Bay starts rolling.
48 points is the most that the Buccaneers have ever scored in a game. They're approaching that. Here is Stecker, and he gets to the 5 as the 2-minute warning approaches. With the score, the Bucs 41, the Vikings 14.
2-minute warning.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by Autotrader.com, the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
I need a car.
Shopping for a used car will never be the same.
No, a convertible. A red one. With under 15,000 miles.
Welcome to Autotrader.com. With 1.5 million used cars updated daily, it's the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
You couldn't help me with a loan, could you? Can we help you?
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Man, that sandwich was good. Is there another one? We're saving it for Dave.
You can't resist Wendy's bacon mushroom melt with all that bacon and cheddar.
Hey, Dave, why don't you stay out a few more laps? Okay. Where's that sandwich? Here. I hope no one ate my lunch.
When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
Swordfish. Buy it on video October 30th.
Best crackers in the world can do this in 60 minutes.
Get the password.
I need in 60 seconds.
To action.
3, more time. 1.
Not everything ends the way you think it should.
Swordfish. Buy it October 30th on video, cassette, and DVD.
I've been waiting for a day like this. A day when an all-in-one wireless plan would make things simple for people. The Sprint PCS Total Digital Connections plan is here. It brings all the best features together. Clear calls, nationwide long-distance voice command, and wireless web. Thanks, boy. And now, it's my job to tell the world.
Total Digital Connections Plan, only from Sprint PCS.
Well, one thing Tony Dungy learned from his early mentor, Chuck Noll, when he was at Pittsburgh is never lose your cool, believe in what you believe in, and don't panic. And we don't know what the rest of the season will bring for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but we have seen this before when they have struggled in October and they have exploded. They lost 4 in a row before the big win a couple of years ago against these Vikings. And let's go back to James Brown for a game break. JB.
Hey, Dick, we'll take you to the conclusion of this one here. For 25 points in the third by the Saints, 6 turnovers by the Rams, but guess what? A lot of weapons. Warner to Hulk. That ties it up at 31 with 7:12 left in regulation. Dick, Foy, and Darryl.
A wild game in St. Louis, and this game has been all one-sided from the very start. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who had lost 3 of their last 4 games, including 2 in a row, and losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers right here last week, responding in a big way against a division rival. It's 3rd and goal at the 6-yard line, and the offensive line, and they have been criticized, came up big today.
Well, they certainly did. They, you know, as we mentioned, coming into this game, they were a much maligned group, and a lot of question marks about this team, specifically what happened last week when they gave up 10 sacks, but today they have been exceptional. 178 yards rushing, give up 1 sack. That's a group, and that's a performance they needed from them today to have the success that they had.
4th down and goal, and the Buccaneers, Tony Dungy said, we're entering a stretch where we'll determine where we are, and this is as good a start as any. And that should do it. So the Minnesota Vikings, still winless on the road, will go down to defeat after winning 3 out of 4 for the Bucs. They're on the road with 2 division games coming up at Green Bay and Detroit. And we still have 35 seconds remaining in this game, and this field's strewn with players and people. And Denny Green thinking it was open. For the Minnesota Vikings, well, this tarnishes their bye-week mastery, at least going in. They were 9-1 going into the bye week under Denny Green. They'll be 9-2 now. They'll have the week to think about it and get ready for a tough road game at Philadelphia and the other game.
A very difficult stretch coming up for the Minnesota Vikings at Philadelphia. The Giants on, I think that's a Monday night game. And then Chicago. You know, that's a tough divisional game. And at that point, boy, could that be a huge game if they stumble coming out of that bye week.
Well, what a job the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did. And winning a game that everyone said coming into rarely do you have a coach or players that this early in the season will say it's a must-win situation, but they weren't afraid to say that. And they came out and played like it today, and really a great job by everyone involved.
Well, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers responded. They'll go to 3-3 on the year, and the Minnesota Vikings who had won 3 of their last 4, now dropped to 3 and 4. 2 former coaches on the same staff. Tony Dungy worked for Denny Green in Minneapolis. The final score here in Tampa, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 41, the Minnesota Vikings 14. Mike Alstott with 3 touchdowns rushing. Brad Johnson threw for 2 scores. And right now, let's send you to Kenny Albert in Chicago for the conclusion of the 49ers and Bears.
We are reviewing the play on the field to see if the ball carrier's knee was down after being touched. We are reviewing the play.
Again, I think we're going to have the same thing we had with the touchdown, Kenny, where I think it's going to stand because you have to have indisputable visual evidence to overturn the play that's called on the field. If it just nicks it. We really, you cannot tell for certain from any of these angles. We've got a lot of angles.
If the call on the field is overturned, the 49ers would have a 2-point lead.
Let's not forget that the whole thing about replay and the whole reason why the league agreed to bring it back and has kept it back was to make sure that there were no egregious errors by the officials, something that everyone sees and everyone knows, wow, that determined the game and it was wrong. And this is too close to be overturned.
At the same time, the knee is on the ground. The ball has broken the goal line. 2 points.
And you're referring to a play such as the Vinny Testaverde touchdown a couple of years back against the Seahawks.
Right, his knee's down, a yard in front of the goal line, and then they called it a touchdown, those kinds of things. So I think the system worked. And again, the Bears going to their rookies. David Terrell with the touchdown catch, an outstanding catch, and a great job of keeping his feet in the end zone. And then Anthony Thomas, who's had a stellar day today, 128 yards and a touchdown and the huge 2-point conversion.
Remember, the 49ers have already played 2 overtime games this season, both wins, both against the Atlanta Falcons. Ettinger will kick it off from his own 30. Cedric Wilson. Wilson tackled by Leon Johnson after a return of 16 yards. Now the 49ers have 2 timeouts left, 22 seconds left to play here in the 4th quarter.
And they've got Jeff Garcia and they've got Terrell Owens.
Owens tied the game against the Falcons 2 weeks ago with 17 seconds left, but
they're not going to take a chance. They're going to send this one into overtime.
Yeah, this time the 49ers will run out the clock, and we are headed for overtime. 6th game of the season for the 49ers, and for the 3rd time, they will play past 4 quarters. The Bears have come back from a 15-point deficit here in the 4th quarter. They trailed 31-16 and have tied the game on 2 touchdown passes from Shane Matthews to the rookie out of Michigan, David Terrell. Let's check in with James Brown in Los Angeles. JB?
Boy, a tight one in New Orleans and St. Louis take a look here. Kurt Warner dropping back. He throws the pass. Tron Kennedy fumbles the ball. It's picked up by Chris Odom. He returns it. It is now the Saints and New Orleans 31-all. The Saints have the ball with a 2-minute warning. What a ball game there. Back to Kenny and Tim.
Wow, JB, great football everywhere. We had the same thing last week.
Do you think a broadcasting crew has ever worked 3 straight overtime games like we have?
Heads, tails, and your choice is?
I don't know.
Tails is the choice, please.
This is an important coin flip.
It is tails. San Francisco.
Man, that sandwich was good. Is there another one? We're saving it for Dave.
You can't resist Wendy's bacon mushroom melt with all that bacon and cheddar.
Hey, Dave.